Okay, let's take a big breath in and reach it up. And go side to side. And just kind of ease into it. Let your shoulders stretch, let your rib cage stretch. Maybe play around with a little bit of movement when you're up there, rotating a little bit forward, a little bit back. See what it feels like. And then come back up to center and we'll circle out your arms like you're tracing a dinner platter on the ceiling. Pulling forwards and backwards. Getting as much range of motion out of your shoulders as you can for this. And reverse direction. Cool. That's actually one of the nice things about having the same warm up. People show up, they know exactly where we are. There we go. Okay, let's do some elbow circles. It's also a good time if you have a fitness tracker and forgot to turn it on, go for it. It's usually me, I forget to do it. One more, big circle, in, around, out, and down, and punch those walls out to the side. Keep them punched out. Pull your shoulder blades together. Tiny little circles. Wake up the rotator cuff. Maybe 20 to 30 little circles. And then flip your thumb back. Keep that tension in your arms. Keep that tension in your back. Make sure the tension is not in your neck. And we'll go the other way. Okay, and then let's roll the arm in the socket. So all the way forward, all the way back. Nice. And then gradually let your arms drop, let them come forward, back a little bit more. We'll turn those into an arm swing and let that tension go. Nice. Okay, just check in with your shoulders. Hopefully they're not too crunchy. And let's work our way down to the hips. So let's do some tick-tock, side to side. And then hula hoops. Nice big circles. And reverse direction. Right. Let's do two more, and then we'll go into figure eights. There we go. Front to back, front to back. 3, 4, 6, and reverse for 1, 2, 3, going to 6, 6, and down to the knees. You bring your knees together. It's going to feel like your feet, you're on the inside of your feet. Then we're going to roll around to the outside of your foot into your heel. So ostensibly we're moving your knees, but we're also working your ankles and your foot muscles. Good. Make sure you're hitting all the parts of your feet. Feel the inside of your foot, the outside of your foot. And then we'll reverse it. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let's plant the ball of one foot in the floor, circle out your ankle. Go both directions. And switch sides. If you find your foot's going side to side, that's okay. We're still moving your ankle. See if you can make a circle. Okay. So standing with your feet underneath your hips, spread your toes out as wide as you can. So you feel the ball of your foot and all 5 toes on the floor. And from here, we're going to roll up and down, and see how controlled you can make it. Up and down. 2 more like this. See if you can feel the whole ball of your foot, that you're not rocking to the outside, rolling to the inside. And then we're going to start that prancing movement where we kind of roll smoothly, kind of meet in the middle while you're halfway up and down. And see if you can do less of this and more vertical, where you're rolling straight up. Oops, I almost lost my balance there. One more set. Good. And then finding your balance on one foot. Just take your foot out nice and straight, point your toes down, and wiggle. Doesn't have to be fast. Doesn't have to be super slow. We're just moving that ankle. If it feels better to circle, notice what the difference is in the control and how you're feeling through the rest of your leg. I like to keep the focus pointing down, switch legs, and just going side to side. Okay, taking your feet nice and wide. Let's go side to side. And a nice big stretch. And then we're going to hold. So I want you to think about pushing that hip back towards whatever is behind you. It's okay if you're leaning forward. Just kind of settle down into that. We're going to hold maybe 10, 15 more seconds. See if you can breathe. See if you can relax that hip muscle. See if you can come down a little bit lower. I will never ever be able to do a Cossack squat like CrossFitters do, but just relaxing through the hips, lengthening those muscles. Let's come up and go to the other side. Is a good thing to learn how to do. We're not always contracting and clenching when we're working. We're oftentimes working in a lengthened position, and we want those muscles to know how to lengthen. So think about relaxing through the pelvic floor, relax into that hip, and sink down as low as you can go. And then come back up to center. Walk your feet in just a little bit. I do that for comfort. You can do it whatever position you need. We're going to do shoulder drops. Same thing as we did with the first stretch. Take a big breath in, check in with your ribs and all the muscles around the ribs that we depend on. Make sure that they feel good moving, and then you can go tempo. Let's go 6 more. 6, 5, 4. So one shoulder's going to the floor, the other shoulder is lifting up towards the ceiling or the wall, or how high you can lift it. And roll it up. Good. Okay, let's grab a band. We're doing lower body bands today, but let's not make it too hard. So if you've got that 4-band set, and you usually use blue or black, the really heavy ones for lower body, go for like the green. Yellow might be too easy. But we're going to put that band around our ankles and bunny hop to a start position. Okay, so we're going to sink into our little squat like we always do. So you should feel your glutes, your hip muscles turning on. And we're going to take 4 steps to one side. Hold it here, and the outside leg that you're in the direction you're going towards, you're going to tap back for 10. Good. And when you get to 10, we're going to go 4 steps back over. And tap back on an angle for 10. So find your balance, hold yourself in place with your hip. Nice. Okay, we're going to do that one more time, and then we're going to change directions. 10 tap backs. poo. And last time this way. Okay, shake it out. We're gonna do a monster walk. So now we're gonna do a little switch at the bottom. So finding your spot, you're gonna step wide to wide, bring your foot in, step wide to wide, and then we're step back. 2. I don't know how much space everyone has, so we're just doing it in 4s. Big 4, and back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And we're going to turn this into a box. So we're gonna, I know your hips are tired, you can do this, it helps. Let's go 4 over to the side. That's why you didn't want to have a heavy band. 4 big monster walks forward. 4 steps over to the side. And 4 steps back. And last time around, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step forward, big wide steps against the band. 4 steps over to the side. And 4 big wide steps pressing out against the band backwards. Nice. Take the band off. Woo. Give yourself a hand. Grab a kettlebell or a heavy weight. We're going to do our suitcase marches. We're going to go for 20 on a side. So I'm going to try going a wee bit heavier today just to see what it feels like. So I noticed this is what I want to do with the heavier weight. This is where I want to be with good postural control. So roll your shoulders, set your shoulder blades, straight legs, and we're going to march. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 20, and then we're going to switch sides. Notice if it feels any different. So we're really using the obliques. We're using all your torso muscles, all that postural control. Okay. Pulling your hip up. Good. Almost there. Good. And let's put the weight down. Okay. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Let's we're gonna mix up the order a little bit so that we're not up, down as much. Come to a wall or a door or something that's solid. Your squat rack works too. Just put your hand against something. Shoulder height, so your arm is going to be out like that, fingertips up. We're going to take one arm up. I'm going to show you, I'm going to do this against the wall, but I'll show you what it looks like. We're going to do our side bends. So your feet can be wherever you need. You can be farther away and go into that side bend, or you can be closer. Your choice. We're going to do about 10 on each side. So think about making your body into like a crescent shape. Inhale as you reach over, exhale as you come up. Arm is pressing into the wall, so it's active. You're not just using it to rest. 6, 7, 8, 9, Nice. 10. And let's come over to side 2. Oh, a nice big stretch. I think everybody's side bends better to one side than the other. So use this as an opportunity to check in with what feels better on your body and maybe move into greater comfort with the side that's a little tighter. And 10. Okay, good. So the switch we're going to do is we're going to do our balance move with the weight moving first before we get down on the floor. So find a weight. It doesn't have to be too heavy. Just enough as we try to balance, just enough to throw you off balance by taking the weight out to the side. Week 1, we did this with our foot against the wall, and you are more than welcome to do that if that felt good. To have one foot in the wall, one foot in the floor, hinge down, and your hip is holding you. Or you can try coming out to the floor, because this is a challenge week, right? And see how it feels to balance as the weight is moving side to side. So we're going to go for, I don't know, say 20 more seconds. Some of you have already started, it looks like. So you know it's coming. So let's go. Come up, switch feet. If you're against the wall or on the floor, totally up to you. Just come into that hinge wherever you are so that hip is holding you and working while the weight is moving. 2. Should try doing this on a balance board sometime. It's super tricky. And done. Okay. So let's come down on the floor. We'll do our upper body rolling and then get into our strength work with the hip hurdles. The strength work today is a lot on the floor. Before you get down on the floor, if you know what weights you want and you need to get them for doing the pec fly, this is a good time to get them. Move my weights off to the side. Then we'll come down on the floor. Okay. So first, we'll do our upper body rolling. So keep that upper body nice and warm. Arms out to the side, legs nice and relaxed. Big breath in, exhale. Just notice where your back is on the floor. We're going to inhale again. And on the exhale, roll and reach. So you can get your shoulder up towards the ceiling and get your body all rolled over so your hands reach, or you can reach past your hand. We're only doing 5 on each side. And out, and let's go the other way. Okay, and since we're down here on the floor on our backs, let's just do a couple of windshield wipers, check in with your hips. So we'll take our knees side to side, nice and relaxed. And then bring your knees in And we'll circle. And roll ourselves up to sitting. Okay, first up is hip hurdles. Hip hurdles. Okay, quads on fire. Here we go. You can use a weight, you can use a kettlebell. You can try sitting up against a wall. What that does is it puts your torso right over your pelvis so that you're giving yourself max challenge for being able to move your leg up and down with the strength of your hip flexors. Or we can just stay like this. You're engaging your core, pressing out, flexing your feet. It's like you're pressing your knees into the floor. We're going to go up and over. 6, 7. Let's go for 10 on the other side. 2, 7, 9, 10. Good. Okay. And we have our banded row with rotation, then our pec fly, and we finish with a split squat. So we'll stay on the floor, climb to band. So the band goes around both feet. You're anchoring one end of the band just below your ankle, and below your knee. So you're holding it there, anchoring it. Where you hold this is up to you. So what we want is to encourage that rotation. You don't want it so hard that you can't turn, but not so loose that you don't have any resistance. And when we get to 10, we'll run to the other side and we'll pull. 6, 7, 8. Okay, when you get to 10, put the band away, find your weights for doing the pec fly. See if you can do a little bit more weight today than you did on in the last 2 weeks. So with the pec fly, I want you to think about it's like spreading your wings. You don't have to have straight arms. Okay, if you're pushing weight and you're not sure you can handle it, keep a soft bend in your elbow and you'll be fine. So we're going for 10 to 12. If you're heavy, you might be doing a few less. If you're light, you might be doing a few more. But my advice is always to keep a soft bend in your knee and in your knee. I am mixing up body parts this morning. In your elbow. Allow you keep a little bit more control. The weights always stay in your peripheral vision as they go out. I know you're saying, but Debbie, we're on the floor. The weights are always going to be in our peripheral vision. But if you're on a bench and the weights go out of your peripheral vision, you're going to hurt your shoulder. So just keep that in mind. It's a good cue wherever you are. Okay. And safely put the weights down. And we're going to work our way up to standing. And we have our front foot elevated split squats. So if you need to get a step, need to relocate, grab your props, grab your weight, take a second. I'm going to grab a drink. So when I split squat, I like to take a nice wide stance. When it comes to the front foot elevated, it's not so important to have that big wide stance. I still think about driving the knee down and back, but the emphasis is a little different. So the weight you're choosing, if you hold it on the outside, you're biasing external rotation. If you hold it on the inside, opposite arm to the front leg, you're biasing internal rotation. Internal rotation is what we lose earliest, and that's what I tend to prefer. So see what it feels like to you. Do it this way. So front foot up. What you think about your knee dropping, one knee dropping and one knee pushing towards your toes. And we'll go down and up. See if you can get your knee down below the level of the step you're working with. And see if you can push into that front foot to lift yourself up. Make sure you're using both feet and not just rocking through your back foot. So we'll go down, push into your foot and lift yourself. See if that feels different. Get a little bit more hamstring feeling maybe. Good. Good. So if you like that idea of pushing into the front foot, that's our new cue. It's so funny. We move our bodies. We have a minute because we have to do legs again. Move our bodies in so many ways without thinking about it. And not engaging muscles that we would like to engage. Okay, so next round of hip hurdles. See what it's like if you have something you can sit against. And you know, it might be your squat rack, it might be a little piece of wall. It doesn't have to be big. But we're going to try to fix your upper body relative to your pelvis and try to do the hip hurdles. Make them a little more challenging. Or, you know, if you've been struggling with core, maybe I'll make it a little bit easier. But I think, as you can see, it's harder because your weight is right over your pelvis and your pelvis needs to move. In fact, I'm not even going to use the weight. I'm just going to move my leg. Much smaller movement. Whew. So try to get 10 on each side. Everybody's thighs cramping up. Okay. It's a lot harder. So I think we're going to stay against the wall for doing these. If we can, if you can't move your leg at all, just inch yourself away from the wall so you can lean back a tiny bit, change the angle. I always say you do what works. Okay, so we have our banded rows. This does not work with the wall behind you. So slight bend, you're spreading your wings and looking over your shoulder. 2, 6. So 10 to 12 on each side. Done with one side, just go right over to the other. And think about, and don't forget about, I should say, pulling that shoulder blade in as you're rotating. And then from there, we're going to go into our pec fly. So start with the weights up at the ceiling. Inhale, spread your back. Let it widen and relax on the floor. Then inhale as you lower, exhale as you come up. It's like a slow motion catch of a giant beach ball, except for the weight. I don't know where the weight fits in with that description, but it's for your arm movement. So you should feel a nice stretch on the front of your shoulders at the bottom. Don't go past that nice stretch. That's a good stretch. One more. Now you've got pops in your shoulder, crunchies in your shoulders, shoulders making noises. As long as there's no pain, you are not doing harm. This can be annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Let's come up. Let's do our second set of split squats. Nothing fancy here, just working on form, going a little bit heavier, increasing the challenge. Okay. So start non-dominant. Think about pushing through that front foot. You can even put your hand underneath that thigh and notice when the hamstring's not working and when it is. So if you're relying on the back leg, your front hamstring is going to feel nice and soft. When you push through your foot, that hamstring starts to work. Okay, let's put our things away. Shake your legs out. We'll take a minute or so, grab a drink, stretch, hang out in a toe touch. If you're really pushing through your front foot, your hamstrings will thank you. I realize this month has been a very quad-centric workout. I've been feeling it too. In my thighs, it was kind of nice. Shift the focus a little bit. Keep the glutes and hamstrings active. Okay. Back down on the floor. against the wall. Again, you do you. You get to choose your challenge. If you want to be a little bit away from the wall and lift your leg higher, that's fine. If you want to make sure you can lift your leg at the wall, we'll go for it. So, good. Hopefully it's getting a little bit easier. Good. Okay, let's find our band. We'll go right into our rows with rotation. And again, it's not just your arm pulling. Think about using your back muscles, pulling your shoulder blade in towards your spine. Get your back engaged as you're doing this. Or too many people hurt their backs rotating and reaching because they haven't trained it. They don't know what to expect. The brain is saying, danger, danger, danger. There's no danger with this if you're training your back to move like this. When you get to 10 or 12, go to the other side. I haven't found a creative way to increase the challenge with this other than increasing the band, decreasing the slack, increasing the resistance. But most of us are so limited with rotation, at least in one direction, that it's just a really good exercise to throw in there. So let's give our back a little rest. Grab your weights and we'll come down the floor and do our pec flies. Last round. Remember, start up, broaden through the back. As you open, keep your back on the floor. Don't let it pop up. If you're having trouble keeping your back on the floor, either go lighter or exhale as you lower and let those muscles for the exhale keep your spine in good alignment and close to the floor. And when you're all done, safely move the weights out of the way. We're coming up to standing. I'm just going to put mine away for now. We're gonna have one more round of split squats. This time really focus. Find your tripod on that front foot. And don't worry about what your back leg is doing. Focus on pushing into your front foot to lift you up. Okay, so sink it down and push. Your hand is under your thigh. You're going to feel that difference. Good. All right. Put the weight down. You can put your step away. Shake your legs out. Grab a drink. Come into a toe touch. We're gonna do our shoulder finisher and then get on the floor and work on our get-ups. So think about what weight you want for doing multiples of shoulder work. You want to be tired at the end and you want to feel done. You don't want to get hurt. It's a fine line. Okay. So we're going to start with an upright row. 8 of these. Beautiful. 6. We're going to come into a front row. It might feel more comfortable to be in a split stance. Hold your abs, don't let your back arch. Lateral raise, 8. 4. 3. I'm done. And we have 2 more rows. And 1. Okay, find your hinge. We're going to spread our wings, do a rear delt fly for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And overhead presses. Again, you can be in a split stance. We're going to try doing both arms at the same time. 8, 7, ow, 6, 5, I share your pain. 4, 3, 2, 1. And if I miscounted, I hope you forgive me. Let's hold on to the waist for just a second. Take your feet a little bit wider. And let's just come down to one side. Let that weight gently pull on your shoulder. You don't have to do anything with it. Let's go down to the other side. Really relax the shoulder, let the weight pull. Give yourself a nice big stretch. If you have a lighter weight, grab a lighter weight. So for example, I'm going from 8s to 5s. And we're going to support ourselves on our leg, flat back, so we're in a little bit of a hinge. Let's circle, let the weight move your arm. Once you get it started, just let it stretch. Let's go the other way. Okay, switching sides. So when I said ouch, I wasn't hurt. It was just kind of the muscles getting very tired. Go the other way. So just give everything a nice stretch. Okay. Good, let's put that weight down. Let's come down on the floor. Turkish get up time. Yeah. We're going to see if we can get up to half kneeling. But let's start with the basic movement. One arm and leg, my right arm and leg are out 45 degrees, left knee is bent. You don't want that heel tucked in by your butt, you want it forward. So you can press into it and be able to move your right leg underneath it. So this is what we're going to be doing. If you're on the floor and you can't see, whoops, sit up for a second. Your leg is going to have to cross under. So if your foot's all the way here, you're not going to be able to do it. So from here, whoops, I forgot my weight. You can use a fist, you can use a light weight. Arm is a post. We'll roll up onto our elbow. Roll up onto our hands. Come up into that half bridge. And we're going to sweep that foot underneath. And then we're going to lean up. So we're in that half kneeling position with our knee out to the side, like we've done many times in our stretches. Then we're going to come down, shoot that foot through, drop your hip, come down on your elbow, and all the way down to your back. Okay, we're going to do that a couple more times. So inhale, exhale, roll. Keep that arm like a post up to the ceiling. Don't let it wobble. Come up to your hand, up into your half bridge. Shoot that foot through behind you. And then come up into half kneeling. Good, it looks like some people are already up to standing. That was going to be next week. We're just doing halfway today. And down, and down, and all the way down. But if you're up to standing, more power to you. Okay, last time on this side. Rolling up, use your core. It's a nice rolling action. Up onto your arm. Lift into that nice high bridge. Shoot your leg through. And come up. And down. Leg comes out. Drop your hip. Down to your elbow. And all the way down. So witching sides. Nope, it's true. Everybody's down on the floor. I can't see until you come up. Okay. So side two, check where your foot is. You don't want it by your butt. Rolling up onto your left elbow, onto your left hand, into that half bridge, slide that foot through, and come up. Coming down, shoot your leg through, drop down onto the floor, elbow to back. And change the angle. Okay. So we're rolling up onto your hand, lifting into a bridge, bringing that foot underneath the other leg, and coming up into half kneeling, and down, shoot through, drop your hip, drop your elbow, and come all the way down. Last time, I think. Roll it up. Check that your arm's not wobbling all over the place. Onto your hand. Lifting up. Bring that foot underneath. And come up. Beautiful. Down for the last time. Straighten your leg out. Come down onto your bottom. To your elbow. To your back. Good. Let's hang out here on your back for a little bit. Let's cross one leg over the other. Hug both knees in. Let's stretch out those hips. My left leg is on top, so I'm going to twist a little bit to the right, just to get a little extra stretch in the hip muscles. And then come back to center. Bring your right foot down and slide your ankle, left ankle onto your knee. And then this butterfly, that left knee. So assuming we're all on the same side, if you're on the other side, just reverse everything. Now we're going to twist to the right, keeping that left hip nice and open. And come up and we'll switch sides. So now I'm going right over left and hugging both in. Today it's a toss up which side is more tight. Let's twist a little bit to the left. So your right hip gets a little more stretch. And we're gonna hold it here. Just try to relax into it. And then bring your foot down, slide your ankle over your knee. We'll butterfly the right knee. Just loosening it up, moving the femoral head, moving it in the hip socket. And twisting down to the left, keeping it open. Okay, and then come up on your back, straighten one leg, and reach up as high as you can. Circle out your ankle. So you're getting a hamstring stretch. You can hold your leg down here, you can hold it up here. See how much stretch you can get. Circle the ankles, point and flex the ankles. Play around with it for a little bit more. And then try to pull your leg in towards you a little bit more. I can't do that with a flexed foot. That's okay. There we go. And then switch sides. Give those hamstrings a stretch. Circle the ankles. Give your lower leg muscles a stretch. Point and flex. Good. Then come onto your side. And see if you can reach for your foot from this position. If you need a strap, you might need a strap or a band. But we're going to just try to pull that knee back. But instead of letting your leg come up and doing that, see if you can keep your knees close together. Pull that top knee behind the bottom knee. Okay, and then we're going to hang out here with straight legs. We're going to take that top leg. I want you to keep your hips perpendicular to the floor. We're going to bend that knee and try to touch the floor without rolling your hip. You may not get there the first time. And then we're going to take our heel back to touch on the floor behind. So we want to try to keep our hips as perpendicular as we can and find the movement in the hip joint. So knee to floor, and then reach back, heel or toe to floor, whatever works. 2. Good. And this butt pivot or roll over, go to the other side. Everybody's on the floor. I can't see you anyway. So you can turn your back to me. It's okay, I'm not the queen. From here, we're going to reach for a quad stretch. Thank you. I know you're there because your screens are up on my screen. I just drop to the floor, I lose people. There we go. And then straightening your legs, making sure your hips are perpendicular. You're going to bend that top leg, bring your knee to the front without rolling forward, and bring your foot to the back on the floor without tipping backwards. Yeah. So you're trying to isolate that movement in the hip. Yeah. Oh. Let's do one more. And then we're going to roll over. And hands by your shoulders or your chest. We're going to press up and go for a big stretch. Goes from the hip flexors through the abs, maybe into your neck. Pull your shoulders down, chin up, and breathe. And we're gonna hold this for about 10-15 more seconds. And then let's rock back into child's pose with your arms nice outstretched. Head, neck, and shoulders relax. And we're going to bring our elbows into our knees. Keep our palms facing up. I want you to think about pressing into your elbows, into your forearms as you inhale and feel that expansion in your back. So to do this, you need to be over your thighs. You can't have wide knees in this one. That's okay. We want to expand through your back as we're doing this. So press into your forearms and let your back expand. Let's do 2 more breaths. And then we're going to take your right hand, and we're only doing this on one side. We're going to reach palm down directly in front of your left hand, which is still palm up. And we're going to take 3 big deep breaths here and let that right side open up. And stretch and expand. And bring it down. And we're all done. Week 3 is in the books. You guys are awesome. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.